Hey guys, I'm not sure where I'm going to start with this video, so I'm just going to jump right into it because I have no time. I've got like 3 videos that I have planned. 2 are actually due tomorrow. And then this one I just want to do because I need to catch up so I can kind of get my head straight. We stopped working today. I think we're not going to go back until Monday to close up the store. I didn't think I was going to actually have to do that, but it turns out I am. So the next 2 weeks is going to be packing up stores, doing inventory, all that kind of stuff, moving things into semis. Not fun, but you know, good for weight loss, I guess. So there's the trade-off. I got a book show that I plan on having done by next week. My whole horror reading list thing really went to shit. Between the revision and work, I just didn't have a whole lot of time to read. I did get some horror books read, and I plan on reading what I have left to read by the end of this week. It's going to leave me a lot of books that I just haven't been able to get to, but, you know, so be it. That's just how it is. And so that book show is going to be coming up. I'll tell you this. In the month of November, I plan on reading a lot of contemporary books, and particularly these 6. I'm actually downloading or uploading onto my iPod Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, and you know what the cover looks like. And in addition to that, I'm going to be reading these 5 books for my Contemporary Reads Month. John Belushi is Dead by Kathy Charles, and this is about a girl and her best friend who are obsessed with the sites of celebrity deaths and get in some trouble and into some weird relationships. And it sounds really interesting. And it's not a book that I hear people talking about a lot, so yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to finally read some books that everyone seems to consider like canon for YA. And that is Jay Asher's 13 Reasons Why. I'm hoping to get this on ebook though, because this one's a first edition copy and it is beautiful and pristine, and I don't know, I don't feel like cracking the spine on it at all. The next book I won't mind cracking the spine at all, and that's because it's a paperback of John Green's Looking for Alaska. I have never read a John Green book, ever. It's not acceptable, I know. You don't need to say anything about that in the comments. We can keep that on the down low, right? Right? I am a huge fan of Amy King, and Everybody Sees the Ants is a book that I've been really excited to get a hold of. This is the arc of it, and it's all mine, and I am going to love it a lot. I know I am. And the last book that I plan on reading this month for my contemporary YA reads is Every You, Every Me by David Levithan. I've never read a David Levithan book. What's wrong with me? I'm not getting, you know, it's the contemporary thing. It's like I got so involved in fantasy for so long that's all I've read. Now, I am currently finishing up a couple books. I am going to finish up Bliss. That's this week. I plan on finishing that. I'm going to finish up, oh my god, I have books to show you that I bought. I'll be finishing up tomorrow on my walk, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, because I've got that on audiobook. And do I have the other one up here? I don't. It doesn't matter. Bad Taste in Boys. I'll probably finish reading that sometime tonight. So those are my things that I'm reading right now. I did pick up a few books. I got sent from my Apocalypses ARC tours, Jill Hathaway's Slide. Super excited to get a chance to read this. It sounds great. And the person before me who had it was Cole Gibson. Her book Katana comes out next year, and she sent me a bracelet thingy, which I like. That's fine. I picked up Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake, which will be perfect for maybe next year's horror reads. 13 Days to Midnight I got because it was on clearance, and Patrick Carman seems to be a big horror guy, and I thought I would check that out. Also, this one, you know, I've heard a lot about this. There seems to be a very weird component to this. Something about It's Luminous by Dawn Metcalf. And what I found interesting was that the main character seems to be able to kind of unzip herself down to the skeleton and, you know, go into this alternate world. And it just sounded crazy, and I need some crazy. I need to read some crazy. I picked up Victoria Schwab's The Near Witch. This is going to be part of my YA Rebels reads for December. And as we get closer to that, I'll talk more about it. And also because I got it on, I think I got this for $8 on Barnes & Noble when they were having a sale on one day. Ilsa J. Bick's Ashes. You know what? I wasn't really a fan of this cover when I looked at it online. But when I'm feeling it, the texture of it I kind of like. These are all ridges. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway. Let's see. Also, a book that I was looking at getting on ebook from my library for the Horror Reads month, which of course I wouldn't have gotten to it anyway, was The Nightmares by Dan Pawlowski. And, but every time I looked at it, I thought, oh, but I've never seen that before, so it must be the first book in a series. Of course it's not. The Stone Child by Dan Pawlowski. Can you see it? Kind of reminds me of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, that cover. But this is the first book in the series, so I thought I would give this one a shot at some point. You know, I'm not going to get to it this month. There's no way. It's not possible. And last thing I need to talk about in this update video is that I'm kind of doing NaNoWriMo. I'm not planning on doing an entire novel this month because I've got other things that I have to do. Since the revision's done, I have to put together some proposals for my TBD book, which I don't think I've really discussed my contract with Delacorte Random House. But what it is that Velveteen, which was initially considered the first book in a trilogy, was bought as a single book with the possibility of buying other books in that series. But the second book that they bought one without really knowing what it was, and that's called the TBD book, to be determined. And so that book is either going to be this project that I'm writing some chapters on right now as part of NaNoWriMo. The second book in the Velveteen cycle, which is called Valuria, which is a Pixies reference. You probably would have told me you knew that anyway. And then the third chapters that I'll be writing for that are actually another series that I have an idea for. So yeah, I've got a lot that I've really got to get worked on, you know, and it's I'm going crazy. Plus now I've got to pack up a store. And this video is super long. I don't like talking this long. And now my dog's barking. I gotta go see who it is. It's probably a serial killer.